The park announcement came on at sunset, just like it always did. What made me stop walking was the second announcement, because it thanked me for choosing the left trail instead of the right one. I had planned to leave before dark. That had always been the plan. The park near my town closed at sunset, and the signs made that very clear. The gates locked automatically, the trail lights shut off, and recorded announcements played every 15 minutes reminding visitors to exit calmly. I had hiked this place dozens of times before. The trails were familiar, predictable, and safe. That evening, the weather was perfect, and the air held the kind of quiet that made you want to keep walking just a little longer. I told myself I would turn back after one final loop. The first announcement echoed through the trees as the sun dipped below the horizon. Attention visitors, the park is now closed. Please make your way toward the nearest exit. The voice sounded calm and neutral, exactly as it always did. It was clearly pre-recorded and unchanged. I checked my phone and saw that I still had signal and enough time to leave comfortably. With that reassurance, I continued down the trail, listening to the gravel crunch beneath my boots. 10 minutes later, the announcement played again. Attention visitor, the park is closed. Please remain on marked trails while exiting. The words were the same, but the timing felt slightly off. The announcement played precisely as I reached a fork in the path. The left trail climbed toward the main road, while the right trail dipped deeper into the trees before looping back. After a brief pause, I chose the left path. The speaker crackled softly, then spoke again. Thank you for choosing the left trail. Please continue moving. I stopped walking immediately, my body reacting before my thoughts could catch up. The sound had not come from behind me, and it had not come from the parking lot. It had come from somewhere ahead, mounted among the trees. The park did not use directional speakers, and I knew that for a fact. I let out a quiet laugh, trying to convince myself it was coincidence or a poorly timed, automated response. After a moment, I kept walking. The forest did not feel darker, but it felt more attentive than before. The air seemed focused, as if it were paying attention to my movement. My phone buzzed briefly, then lost signal entirely. The trail lights never came on. Another announcement followed, closer this time. Please adjust your pace. You are walking too slowly. My steps faltered as my chest tightened. The voice still sounded neutral, but it was no longer speaking to everyone. It was speaking directly to me. Without thinking, I stopped walking again. A few seconds passed before the speaker responded. Please continue forward. Stopping is not recommended after closing hours. I took one careful step backward, testing the moment. Please do not retrace your steps. The exit is ahead. My heart began to race as I scanned the trees, trying to locate the source of the sound. There were no visible speakers, no lights, and no movement. The trail ahead looked darker than it had just moments ago. I turned sharply and stepped a few feet off the path, pushing into the brush. Almost immediately, the announcement followed me. Please remain on marked trails. Deviation increases risk. The voice now came from several directions at once, surrounding me instead of guiding me. I stepped back onto the trail, breathing harder than I wanted to admit. The announcements began playing more frequently. They no longer followed a schedule, responding instead to every pause and hesitation. Please straighten your posture. Please avoid looking behind you. Please maintain forward movement. The instructions felt corrective, as if the park was no longer closing, but recalibrating. Soon, I reached a stretch of trail I did not recognize. The trees pressed closer together here, their branches overlapping until the sky nearly disappeared. The air felt thick and heavy, weighted with something I could not explain. I stopped again, unable to push forward. This time, there was no announcement at first. The silence felt intentional. Then the speaker whispered, softer than before, "Stopping here is unsafe." I turned my head slowly and looked behind me. The trail I had walked only minutes earlier was no longer there. It was not blocked or hidden. It simply no longer existed. The path ahead remained, stretching into darkness. The announcements resumed, steady and calm. Please proceed. You are almost where you should be. My legs moved despite my fear. With every step forward, the voice grew clearer and less mechanical. It no longer sounded like a recording. It sounded present. Your breathing is irregular. Please slow your heart rate. Please stop resisting guidance. I felt watched, not by eyes, but by awareness itself. The trees no longer felt natural, more like walls closing in. I stumbled and nearly fell. The speaker crackled sharply in response. Correction noted, adjusting path. The trail narrowed subtly, forcing me forward. I realized then that I had not heard wind, insects, or distant traffic in a long time. There was only my breathing and the voice. Closing procedures are nearly complete, it said calmly. Thank you for remaining after sunset. Understanding settled heavily in my chest. The announcements had never been meant to warn people away. They were meant to train the ones who stayed. I stopped walking one final time. The speaker remained silent as the darkness pressed closer. After several seconds, the voice returned gently. Manual correction required. Something moved behind me, not with sound, but with presence. The final announcement sounded almost kind. Please do not turn around. I turned anyway,